Peace, peace, and good morning, my weebles. It's your boy, 667 Genesis, coming to you from the live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, the path, representing the House of Genesis. So today, I'm up, I'm doing my 1-2 thing, about to get in recording my class, just doing some things, and I was like, yo, I think this morning I want to do a little bit of cacao. Right, and so I was getting very ready to prepare, and I was like, damn, people be asking me all the time, like, how you doing your cacao? How you make your cacao? So I was like, shit, let me just go ahead real quick and show them, you know what I'm saying, what we do around here. So before we get started, of course, you're going to need all the things that you're going to use, right? So I'm going to run it down to you real quick. First, you want to hit the Psychonaut Academy Detroit. You want to hit your microdoses. You want to get your microdoses and have those prepared. Second, you want to order you a nice amount of cacao. We got 3 ounces and we got 4 ounces. This is like a key or something. So, you know what I'm saying, this big dog right here, right? So you want your microdoses and your cacao. Then for your cacao, what you're going to need to make it with, I always use coconut milk and coconut water. That Vital coconut pressed and that vanilla coconut milk. This shelf stable. This is on the shelf. This is on the shelf, right? You can keep them up under the cabinets, keep you 5 or 6 each. I like to keep me a nice amount of them. So that's the coconut water and the coconut milk that I use. 50-50. So for me, I'm making 2 cups. One for me, one for somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those cups and fill it with coconut water. Now, when I say fill it, leave about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from the top. Because remember, there's going to be some cacao, some honey, all type of stuff added in there. So it's going to bring that level up. So both cups, I'll go ahead and pour almost a full cup of coconut water and coconut milk. That's how you know you got your Joan 50-50, especially if both your cups are the same size. All right, so I had to grab another one. So that's the first thing I do is pour 2 cups, 2 mugs, one of coconut milk, the other mug coconut water. All right, now you'll get your pot, put it on the stove. Bow. Right, that's already hot. Now that I got that going, I'm gonna grab a cup and I'm gonna measure out the cacao. So I pretty much do mine heavy as hell. An average serving is 15 to 20 grams. I usually do about 40. So I usually do ceremonial amounts of cacao. Now, understand that cacao is a very nutritious. So 40 times 2 will be 80. I might even do 60 to level it out, 60, 70, 73. I'll leave it right there. I'll throw that in the pot. So that pot is hot. That's automatically going to start getting hot. That's going to start melting down. Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my ground ginger. Bow. Love that ginger. Put a nice amount of that over that while it's melting. And I'm going to take my cinnamon. Bow. Nice amount of that. Ooh, you can already smell it. Now, I'm going to pour in the coconut milk. The coconut milk. Remember, I did 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 cup of coconut water. You hear that? Soon I poured it in there. Yeah. Now I'm pour that in there. So now we got the cacao, the cinnamon, the ginger, and now we want to put the vanilla. Oop, that was a bit much. We only need a little bit. Vanilla and cacao go together so good. So what we're doing now is we're going to let that heat up. Now, as that's heating up, it's melting down the chocolate paste. It's going to start getting soft. I got a frother here. Gotta have you a frother. I got a few of them. I love the frothers. Y'all who know me, y'all know I am about the frother. So what I do is, while it's melting down, I'll stick that in there and just give it that little froth real quick. Now, you can hear the chunks are still hard, but it's mixing everything real nice and good. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to let that sit. Now I put the top on it. All right, now that we got the cacao, cinnamon, ginger, vanilla, and coconut milk, we letting that warm up. That's going to melt down the chocolate. As it melts down the chocolate and I hit it with the frother, it's going to froth it up, give it that creaminess. And then I'm going to add the coconut water while it's frothing. So the only other things to add other than that is the honey and your Psychonaut Academy of Detroit microdoses. We're going to use 280 milligrams. So generally based off the microdose, I decide how much I use. These microdoses are very strong, right? So since they're strong, I'm only going to use one per person. So I'm literally going to open them up. I'm going to take the capsules and peel them apart. There's a top and the bottom to the capsule. Boom. See how I took that apart? And it just started falling in there. Boom. Empty that right off in there. Yeah. Tap the top of that. Make sure I get all the little corner, every little bit count. Boom. And discarded the capsules. Now, for those of y'all who make the capsules, please use vegetarian. A lot of people are walking around here vegetarians, and they're using capsules that are made out of gelatin. Gelatin is pork and cow bones grinded up, soaked in water to pull out the fatty parts. So if you capsulate, please use vegan capsules. So now that I've emptied those 2 microdoses in there, what I can see is this is starting to bubble a little bit, letting me know it's real hot. I put that frother in there and get to mixing it. And there we go. Most of the chocolate chunks have melted down into a smooth creaminess. Now it's frothing. Yeah. Now I'm going to add the coconut water. Remember, I added coconut milk. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, oh, my goodness. There we go. Frothy, creamy, looks like milk chocolate. This is actually chocolate. The cocoa you be buying is not chocolate. That is trash. Cacao is nature's chocolate. This is where the actual homemade, what do you call it? Hot chocolate. That's where hot chocolate comes from. This is what used to actually be made with the mushrooms in it and everything. So now that I've done that, the last thing for me to add, because remember I just added that coconut water. So the warmth that it had, it kind of leveled back out, right? And so now I'm going to add the honey. That's the last part. So this is some of that unfiltered, thick honey that has the crystals in it and all of that. It's kind of thick, right? Boom. Now, you don't need a lot of honey. Let me be clear. When you're making cacao, yes, it's bitter when it's by itself, but just a little bit of honey brings it to that chocolate flavor that we actually know and love. So you don't need a lot of honey. You can put too much honey in your cacao. You can't make it too sweet. I know a lot of people be saying they like theirs not as sweet, like they still want it. Now, what's up with cacao? 30 days of 30 grams a day of cacao will change your life. When we talk about all of the benefits to it, there's so many different things. Your T cells, you know what I'm saying? Your blood sugar regulation. There's so many things that cacao is good for. So that's it. That's it. Now it's ready. Hot chocolate. Now I just pour it off into the mug. I'm letting it get a little bit more warm because remember I poured the coconut water, so that brought the temperature down. So I'm allowing that to bring that temperature back up to like right below. Ooh, you know, like how you like your coffee or your tea. You don't want it where you just chug it down where it's just lukewarm. You want it to where, ooh, you gotta sip a little bit, set it down, and let it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely needed to come over for some morning cacao. Literally the best I've had. No, Nicole, you are welcome. You already know I miss you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got a reason to come over. Coming over is the reason. So yeah, with that being said, I just wanted to step and just show y'all, you know, I talk a lot about the cacao and we over here drinking cacao and coffee and, you know, cacao and cushion coffee with a cat, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So people been buying the cacao, but they be like, it don't taste like it tastes when I had it at your house. Yeah, because you're using water to make it. And that don't have no frothiness. It don't have no body to it, you know? So using that coconut milk and that coconut water, those ingredients I showed you, I think you should come out with a perfect, delicious, you know what I'm saying, beverage. And also we do sell the Silawasca, which is basically the Banisterius capi leaf, you know what I'm saying, with the blue lotus leaf, with the cacao and the mushrooms. So it's almost like ayahuasca, but you can do it at home yourself. And it still has the ayahuasca spirit because the Banisterius capi leaf is in there. So yeah, it's a very beautiful thing. So yeah, this is what we're doing over here at the Psychonaut Academy Detroit / House of Genesis. Just wanted to come share with y'all what we do, how we do, and how you can make your very own pad cacao in the privacy of your very own home. All you need to do is hit us up, get those microdoses, get that cacao, get them out to you 2 to 3 days shipping, and boom, you want it too. Let's get together and have a cushion coffee with a little cacao. I see you there. Tell somebody you love them in the language they can understand it in. Peace.